Hey Falcons, Mrs. Pfeiffer here. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a third grade teacher, and today I'm going to be talking to you about a really cool book and reading you a really cool book, and we're going to be doing some fun stuff with that book. So what I'm actually going to do before we even begin, today the story is about the world's most famous bear, and I want you to tell me, who do you think the world's most famous bear is? So go in the comments below and tell me, who do you think the world's most famous bear is? Now, there's a lot of famous bears, but think about a bear that you maybe saw in your child, like when you were younger. Think about, a bear that you see quite often on there's stories about this bear, there's movies about this bear, shows. So in the comments, make a prediction. What do you think? Who do you think this story is about? While you're doing that, I'm just going to keep talking. So we're going to be talking, we're going to be reading about the most famous bear, but while we're reading, we're going to be talking about facts and opinions. And we're also going to be learning, talking about asking questions while we read, because strong readers always ask questions before they read, while they're reading, after they read. They're always asking questions, and that's so important if you want to be a great reader. But the main thing that we're going to focus on is fact and opinion. So before we even start, and some of you may be looking at the screen like, I don't even know this lady, I don't recognize her at all. Well, I'm going to give you some facts and opinions about me, and you're going to decide whether it's a fact or if it's an opinion. And the way you're going to do that is, if it's a fact, it'll be something that is true, something that can be proven. Okay? If it's an opinion, it could be my opinion. It's something, it's a way I feel or I believe, or just what I think. So that's the difference between a fact and an opinion. A fact can be proven, it's true. And an opinion is something that I feel or think, or someone feels or thinks. And those kinds of things are in stories all the time. So when you're reading, you'll be able to pick those out after this. Okay, so I'm going to give you some facts and opinions about me. All right. And I want you to comment below with the number of I'm going to give you six statements, and you're going to comment the number and then tell me fact or opinion. Okay. So the first one is, third grade is the best grade ever. Third grade is the best grade ever. Is that a fact or an opinion? So if you said that is an opinion, you are correct. Even though I think third grade's the best grade ever, someone else may enjoy second grade. Maybe they really love fifth grade, or even in high school. They like being in high school. So that is my opinion. Now, I've only ever taught third grade, so I guess I've never really taught other grade levels, but I've been in every grade level, and I still think third grade's the greatest. But that's my opinion. Okay, number 2. I am a mom. I am a mom. Is that a fact or an opinion? I am a mom. If you said that's a fact, you're correct. It's a fact. I'm a mom. I have a 1-year-old son. His name is Brantley, and he's probably running around upstairs somewhere. So I am a mom. That is a fact that can be proven. You can see Brantley. I have pictures of Brantley, and I am a mom, and he is a great little boy. So that is a fact. All right, number 3. I am moving. I am moving houses. I'm moving houses. Is that a fact or an opinion? I am moving houses. Is that a fact or an opinion? If you said that's a fact, you're correct. I am moving houses right now. My house, if I turn the camera around, you'd see that it's all in boxes everywhere. That is a fact. It is true. I am moving. So I can prove it by showing you all the boxes and stuff around my house. It's a fact. It's true. Okay. Um, let's see. Where are we on number 4? Number 4, Reese cups are the tastiest candy. Reese cups are the tastiest candy. Is that a fact or an opinion? So that's an opinion. I love Reese cups. They are the tastiest candy to me. But to someone else, they might enjoy Skittles or Kit Kats. So that's just how I feel. That is my opinion. Okay. Number 4. I have been teaching for 4 years. I have been teaching for 4 years. Is that a fact or an opinion? I have been teaching for 4 years. That is a fact. It's true. It can be proven. You may have seen me for the past 4 years at school. Okay, so I have been teaching for 4 years. It is a fact. You can prove that. And our last one. Fairless Elementary has the most amazing kids. Fairless Elementary has the most amazing kids. Is that a fact or an opinion? If you said that's a fact, I could agree with you, but it's actually just our opinion. So if you feel the same way, that's your opinion. I feel like we have the most amazing students, and I love going to work there every day. So that is my opinion. Okay, so that's the difference between a fact and an opinion. A fact can be proven, an opinion is the way that we feel. So the last one, just to remind you, I think I said it was a fact, but it's really not. It's an opinion. Okay, so like I said, facts are something you can prove, and an opinion is a way that we feel and things like that. Okay, so I hope you commented in the comments below of who you thought the world's most famous bear was. I'm going to show you our story today, and then I have a few questions before we start reading our story. And then we're also going to talk about some vocabulary before we dive into our story. So the story that I have for you today is called Finding Winnie. Okay. So the true story of the world's most famous bear. So like I said, it's the true story about the world's most famous bear. And is this giving you any clues on who? It's called Finding Winnie. Who's the world's most famous bear? Okay, so before I tell you who it is, some of you still may be thinking, I want you to look, not over here. Look up here in the corner. This book actually has earned a medal, and I don't know if you've ever learned about that before, but if books like that have a medal, that's pretty cool. Can you, what does that tell you when a book has one of these medals on it? What does that tell you? In the comments below, or just tell someone in the room that's with you, hanging out with you, what does that mean when you see one of those medals on a book? So when I see a medal that's on the book, it makes me want to look at it even more. I don't know about you, but it earned a medal. That's super cool. So it obviously earned a medal for something. This is the Caldecott medal. And so it earned this. That means it's a pretty spectacular story. Okay. So now back to this. Who do you think that bear is? Now the story is called Finding Winnie. So if you said this story might be about Winnie the Pooh, you are correct. So this story is called Finding Winnie. And did you know that Winnie the Pooh is actually a real bear? I did not know that before I read this story. And this is really cool. So you're going to find more about, that yellow bear. I mean, I know he doesn't look yellow on the cover, but that yellow bear with the red shirt. If you don't know who Winnie the Pooh is, you should pause this video and look him up. So the yellow bear with the red shirt and that's always eating honey. This story is kind of telling you how that story came to life and where it all began. So this is the story called Finding Winnie, the true story of the world's most famous bear. Okay, so another thing before we begin is inside the cover of this story, there is a little flap, and I'm going to read that to you now. Before Winnie the Pooh, there was a real bear named Winnie. In 1914, Harry Colburn, a veterinarian, on his way to tend horses in World War I, followed his heart and rescued a baby bear. He named her Winnie after his hometown of Winnipeg, and he took the bear to war. Harry Colburn's real-life great-granddaughter tells the true story of a remarkable friendship and an even more remarkable journey, from the fields of Canada to a convoy across the ocean to an army base in England, and finally to the London Zoo, where Winnie made another new friend, a real boy named Christopher Robin. Here is a remarkable true story of the bear who inspired Winnie the Pooh. So, this story that is kind of, so sometimes when you get a book and you open it up into the cover or you read the back, it'll tell you what the story is going to be about. So this one was talking about how Harry Colburn was a veterinarian, and he was going to the war to help horses in the war, and he came across this bear, and then this bear and him did all these miraculous things. I don't want to get too much away. And then but this story, the most important part that I wanted you to know is this story was written by Harry Colburn. So the guy that got this bear was written by his real life great granddaughter. So this was written by his great granddaughter. So what do you think? What insight would his granddaughter have? Why do you think she would write this story? Why do you think she thought to ever tell this story? Because it's not really about Winnie the Pooh, because Winnie the Pooh is not a real bear, but it's about a bear that inspired that. Why do you think tell someone in the room, why do you think his great granddaughter told that story? Told this story, I guess. So this is my opinion. I think she told this story because she saw how famous Winnie the Pooh is, and she wanted people to know that Winnie the Pooh, because I honestly did not know Winnie the Pooh was a real bear or was inspired by a real bear until I read this story. So she wanted people to know and be informed and know the true story of Winnie the Pooh. So please, I'm going to end this video now before we get into the story. And I want you to talk to your family and tell them what you're most excited about to hear in this story. I think it's got a lot in it. So, you have the war, you have him finding a bear, you have the fact that he's a veterinarian, which some of you may really want to be a veterinarian. If you don't know what that is, it's an animal doctor. So talk to your family about what you're most excited to hear in this story. The next video, we're going to talk about some vocabulary, and then we'll get into Finding Winnie.